TV. My name is Kelvin Mongai. Now, as before we went on break, I had on set Defano, but well, duty calls and he had to leave. But no worries, I have another guest, a wonderful, amazing gentleman, and we will be getting into who he is and what he does in a short while. For now, let me remind you that you can get in touch with us through our SMS line, which is 23595, or send us your feedback on any one of our social media platforms, which is Dissect TV on Facebook and on Twitter, or you can send us a WhatsApp message on 0724-121-825. I hope I'm getting that right. My director, correct me if I am wrong. Now, let me get to know you as well as our viewers, kindly.
Good morning. I'm Stephen Waturu. I come from Thika town, where I reside and where I stay and where I work. Occasionally, I'm not very new in this station. When it was launched as Mugambo FM, I was one of the few guests who are part of you. Even the time you are launching it at Blue Post, I was part of you with your director, and I've been part of it since the time you have been pushing on, even the time you are doing it, the DSAC TV to come live. I was also part of you. So I say that you are great people, and you have been greeted a lot by some of my friends who love this station. I recognize one of my sponsors like Gitonga, and others like my partner who was to come here. He's called Patrick, but due to some inconvenience, he could not be allowed. But all in all, I also greet my family. I also greet also my friends wherever they are, and I say, welcome to the show.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bona Stephen Waturu. Now, while I was doing a bit of research into you, I came across the Waturu Foundation.
Yes.
Could you please tell us a little bit more about that?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mungai. I may say Waturu Foundation does not mean the name Waturu by itself in quotes. This is a project that I started some years back. There's a time I was doing what we call advocacy. I started CBOs and small community self-help groups in several parts of Thika, through the Wananchi Traders Association, which was the core pillar and the umbrella of the associations in Thika at that time. I started politics as young as 23 years. And once I was a youth leader, when the Kanu term was coming to an end, I was one of the people who brought life to the elections in the PNU during the Moi Kibaki's time. So I'm not new on that. That's why I came to see, and I assembled people to go and mobilize the street boys and the street girls to give them the porridge and whatever. And we also going to visit people who are who are vulnerable, and also who are in hospitals, and mostly because I'm rich in the word of God also, I was able also to reach those people who are also spiritually very down. So this is a core umbrella of Waturu Foundation, whereby we associate ourselves also with the companies. We seek also for the donations from them. You know, Thika is a very growing industrial town at the moment, and we have very many companies who can come in and give us also like maize flour. We have the wheat flour, and we have also the rice, where we can coordinate with them and also give to the needy people. Because at the ground level there, we can know and we can pick who is to benefit and who is not to benefit.
Yes, you do seem like a person with community service engraved deep in your heart. Now, other than the youth leadership position that you held back in the days of KANU, and is there any other position that you have held in government?
I may say no, but I've worked in corporate companies like Safaricom. I was a team leader in Western Kenya. I've also worked in Toyota Kenya, in the Toyota Clarks. You are doing what we call the expansion of these motorbikes. Then I've worked with the Airtel Kenya I've also worked with M-Pesa agencies all over the country, like Samchi Telecom. I've also worked with this we call there's these big events that have been leading also in the social Minister of Social Services, whereby I was trying to gather the people to come up. When the motorbike industry came up, we had that clause to bring them as a team, so that they can be governed, so that they can be controlled. Because we have some people, border people, who cannot be controlled. They operate as people who are ruthless, who cannot even follow the order. So through that ministry, I was able to bring up what we call an organization, CBO, community-based organization, which was called Dimobot. And it entailed a total of about 300 people, whereby we are also giving what we call money distribution, or like merry-go-round. And we were able also to reach people by also having what we call cash distribution. When members come in and they distribute, they were also, we call it table banking. That table banking, it made us, most of us, like I'm a product of Mokireti. Mokireti is a Moi market by today, and we were doing business there for some time, but later on, it became a very organized market, and now it's has an order. So I can say it's a long way that when these foundations were coming up, I had that passion of working with the community, because whenever you touch a heart, you touch the society. Yes. And
talking about the society, Kenyan politics has been known to be quite tumultuous at times, and there are fears, not only within the citizens but grassroots levels, but also within ministries such as the Defense Ministry, that the elections are shaping up to have a possibility of erupting in violence. So what can our leaders do to make sure that this does not happen?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mungai. You know, this nation belongs to us, all of us, and we are part and parcel of this nation. So each one of us has an obligation to know that peace starts from you to the other person. It starts from you, starts from the other person. If you don't have peace, the other person have no peace, then we'll see a lot of turmoils and a lot of chaos in this nation. We don't want to have a recurrence of what happened to 008, whereby we had a lot of chaos in Rift Valley, whereby many people lost their lives because of these elections. And that's why I would think it is wise that when the politicians are on the ground, they should preach peace, because whenever we have elections is the time we have this violence because of the utterances of some of our leaders. Like you heard some time ago, Senator Inturi from Meru, how he said that if we must remove this madoadoa. And he was speaking when he was in the area of Trans Nzoia, there Rift Valley, and it happened that he was even arrested because of that. And that's why we have the government, or we have the Department of Probation, who are supposed to come up and say this is no anyone who has got a word that can make people to fight or to come against one another. We need to tame those people, because this nation does not belong to the politicians alone. It also belongs to us all. And this is our motherland, whereby each one of us should speak peace regardless of the position you have. In fact, I want also to coerce on that point, that we have several coalitions which are coming up. We have the UDA and the other partners. We have the Azimio La Umoja, which is led by Raila Odinga, and we have other parties which are coming up. And these people, they have their interest, because politics is an interest. And if your interest surpasses the positivity of this nation, then we shall not have peace. But if the interest is about our nation at large, how our people are going to be paid well, their coffee, their tea, they are supposed also to be promoted for their businesses, small-scale businesses. That's what you want. Leadership and politics is not about taking interest for your own and taking interest for your people. It's taking the interest for every one of us. Yes.
I love how passionate you are about the society and well, especially the more disadvantaged members of the society. And it brings me to a question that I would really want you to answer. Are you running for any elective position this year?
That's a great question. I may say there's another quick is coming. Because right now we are still in the government, and still we are trying to come up with a solution that will help our people. One I've said, it is to introducing the Waturu Foundation so that I can reach people, even if I'm not in the elected post, even if I'm in another position, I'll be able also to support my people, regardless of the position that I have. Because it does not mean when I am in the politics is where I can reach people. You can see great people like this man or Mwangi Wandutu. That man has touched me. He's not in an elected post. We have seen very many people like Kirubi, who died the other day. He has been doing great things in this nation. We have great people who are not only in the elected post, but they are touching the life of this nation. I can say, I can go back to some years back. If there's somebody who have gone and who have suffered due to kind of political persecution is me. There's a time I was head of a school in Thika, and I don't want to just to talk about it or to say its what or to say its name, but I want to say this. There's a time I fought for land in Thika, and no one was able even to come for me. But because of the school interest and the children interest, the school stood with me. I went to jail and I was able even to defeat even the municipality of that time, because I stood in the light. That this is the light of our people. Why should you take these things which belongs to our children, which is who are the future of this nation? If we leave this nation, even if we stay for 500 years, 100 years, 30 years, we still leave this nation with a lot of uncertainty. But if we try to build this nation, each one of us to take a responsibility of who we are, play your part as a person, play your part in your business, play your part in your employment, play your part, whatever you're doing in this nation, we are part of it. And we need to build a capacity. We call it capacity building, that we need also to learn and to see each one has got a part of this nation, because it belongs to all of us. So I started at it. I have come from far, and I thank God, because where I am today is not where I was yesterday. Yes. Well,
your words are very interesting, because they bring about a recurring theme in the guests that I have had today. Before you, I had Stephen Mwangi, who is commonly known as Defano, the Wonder Boy, and you have echoed some of his words. It's almost like the two of you had sat, and if I had not known that you had not arrived by the time he was here, I will not believe that the two of you have not communicated, because you have echoed something that he said, and that is that you do not need an elective position to serve the community. And that brings me to a question that I asked him. What qualities should we be looking for in the leaders that we elect to enable us to weed out those who may pull us backwards as a society?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mungai. One, I may say we have been moving in a very negative way of doing politics in this nation. One, when we come to the elections time, people tend to not to learn. We have never learned how to choose our leaders, because someone has come with huge monies, someone has come calling himself a tycoon or somebody else. We learn to those people, especially our young people. Our young people have lost the focus of this nation, because when an election comes, they tend to learn where money is, the handouts, and that's why the politicians have been gathering money year by year. When it comes to the time of elections, is the time now they dish out the money. We don't want to become what we call a state of handouts. And that's why the problems will recur every day, because you have chosen the wrong person. And if you don't vote, you also still vote the wrong person. Because by voting or not voting, it has some consequences. So what I can urge our people, it is to avoid the way they choose people. Choose the people according to their ability, according to their manifesto, according to their passion to the society. But if you choose people because of their faces, because of their hugeness, because of their bigness, because of the big cars, my friend, we shall just start in the same mud. You can imagine from 1960s until this time, the war was not there. But history repeats itself. I have seen, like for myself, in 2003, I was going for a directive post, and people told me, we don't want money, just come to the ground. We know that you can do it. Among the people who are around here, you are the most suited person. And I decided that, okay, this is the time now to go, because I've heard the voice of the people, and sometimes the voice of the people is the voice of God. So I decided at this particular time, though I had some more, you must have what we call some capital to drive you on. You need the petrol for the vehicles. You need the teamwork. The people who are doing your work, you need to pay them. And also for the young people, for the postering and whatever. And also attending the funerals and everything. Being a Mheshimiwa, you are not to be having money. And people have been calling me, Mheshimiwa, where are you? Come. Tell us, kama unasimama musimami. But I tell them, very soon, whatever I'll say, it will be of great interest to them. Because it's not about the announcement. It's about the capability that I have in myself. Because even if I stand right now and I say I have the elected post, that does not mean everything has changed. What will have changed is my words. But also tomorrow I may also change. And I say now, I did not say that. So politics as I told you, as for today, because I'm still working in the government, I want to work in the government of today, and also to put all my resources on it. Because what is very important is to work with the people at the position you are. So what I can say is that people should learn how to choose their elections, their leaders, because without choosing your leaders well, also the Bible says, those who fears the Lord are the most suitable for the leadership, because the best politicians are pastors and bishops. If they can pull crowds and tell them of heaven, of which they never went, what about somebody who can preach a religion that also will affect the nation? So being somebody who is a man of God and also who knows the word of God, I know this is the time the Lord will change the course how we do the elections. Yes.
It is interesting that pastors would make the best politicians. I don't know how a pastor would fit into the world of politics, considering that politics has been termed time and again to be a very, very dirty game. And this is a person who has focused his life on being as pure as humanly possible. But we do really wish that we get to the point where we start voting for our leaders based on their qualifications instead of their image or their finances. So Bwana Waturu,
yes,
as we come to the close of Hotspot this morning, I would like to invite you to kindly speak to your friends, your families, and the whole country at large on maintaining peace during this electoral position, because we only have one country, we are one people, and if we, mess this up, it is still fall upon us to build it up again. I mean, no one will come to do that for us. So kindly just address that camera and talk to your people.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mungai, and the host of DISAC TV. I want to say this nation belongs to us, all of us, and what we are supposed to do is to know that peace starts with you. Peace starts with you, and the politicians should also know that when we ban this nation, there is nowhere we are going away. You may fly off, you may go to abroad to other places, but you reach your family, you leave your people here, you leave your brothers here, you leave also your interest here. So each one of us, be it a politician, be it a business person, be it a student, let us take this nation as a nation that we need. And those politicians who speak just for the purpose of speaking, we need also to ask the government to come strongly and guide the peace of this nation. We have the mechanism, we have the powers of this nation to arrest the powers of those people who are trying to bring down the whatever we have achieved for the last 55 years. So what I can say, we need to learn how to stay peacefully, because even if we have more than 43 tribes in this nation, each one of us has got a purpose. God gave us this land. No matter the nationality, the tribal you are, all of us, belongs to this nation. This is our motherland. And I also may say, during this time of elections, because now most of the people are declaring that they are standing, try to tame your words. Because by taming our words, we also be able also to make our society also to be recognized and to be given the respect. Let the other nation know Kenya is a nation of peace. For the last some years back, when you were in school, we were told Kenya is a peaceful nation, and we don't want to degenerate like Somalia, DRC Congo, and like the other nations of Asia like Syria and Iraq. You can see these people, because of their arrogancy, because of their own interest, they fought one another. They killed one another. A brother killing his brother, a sister killing his sister. So we need to desist from this action, and we move forward, knowing you also need one another tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bona Stephen Waturu. That has been Bona Stephen Waturu, who has a Waturu Foundation that is focused on serving the community. He has not yet decided if he will be running for an elective position, but if you do make up your mind about that, we wish you all the best, not only in politics, but in the foundation and life in general, in whatever it is that you choose to endeavor in. My name is Kelvin Mungai. We have come to the end of Hotspot, but do not go too far away. Weri Momogo will be coming up in a short while with a mental health activist, and they will be talking about mental health, and which is set up to be quite an interesting conversation that you really do not want to miss. Do stay tuned for that, and then after that we will be coming back, both her and I, to sample some of your feedback. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.